The future of Greg Oden. That's already happening right now, and that's what we're most excited about is the fact that he's available, he's out on the court. Only he can relate to the journey that he's been on for 4 years where he hasn't been able to do something he loves, and he's had a series of well-documented injuries, but he's put in a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes just to get him to this point, and he's available every night. That's an incredible success. We want to build on it, but we're not trying to rush things or fast track. We're patient with it. Right now it's 10 to 12 minutes based on who we're playing, and I couldn't be happier for him right now. That is tough to say. I think the nature of this league changes every few years, and right now there's been some success with teams that have played smaller, a little bit more space, and the three ball has become a little bit more of a factor. But I think the NBA right now is probably as compelling as it's been in a long time because there's also the other side of that, the big physical teams that are not adjusting and playing small ball, and they still have incredible success with their size and physicality. Those teams obviously are like Indiana. They've done that as well as anybody. They're a little bit of a throwback to the 90s. Chicago plays a real physical style like that. So I think you're seeing both sides. I think you're seeing teams and organizations play to their strengths more rather than thinking what the traditional and conventional way of playing is. It's been a long journey here. I think somebody said one time that it was an overnight success or overnight hire to become a head coach. I spent 13 long years in this organization wearing every type of hat and every type of role. It started out as an intern and then worked in the video department where Coach Riley did not know my name for at least 2 years. I was just the guy that worked in the dungeon, got the coaches their coffees and dry cleaning, put together the edits, but thankfully it was fortunate enough to earn their trust to be able to move on to other roles, and finally we got the big break in 2008 and the second big break with this team, and I feel very fortunate to be able to still be around and still coaching this group. I don't actually at all think in those terms. Really, I feel so fortunate to be part of this organization. And this organization, starting from Mickey Harrison, our owner, to Pat Riley, our president, we preach it being a family, and it truly is. So many of us worked together for 19 straight years. This is my 19th year. I can't believe how fast it's gone, but there aren't any pro organizations like that. Usually there's a change of leadership every 2 or 3 years, or coaches are getting fired. There's a big loyalty factor here. I love being able to have an opportunity to coach this team, a special group. So in terms of individual awards, that's not at all on my thought. I just want to be able to coach this team and continue to be able to do it at the success rate that we've had. Yeah, it was one of the most important things that happened with this group was the disappointment and the ultimate failure in the finals against Dallas. They played an exceptional series. Nowitzki was fabulous. And they outplayed us. They deserved to win that series. But we had to change some of the things that we were doing. And also going through something like that together, going through that adversity, and having an opportunity to come back the next year without wholesale changes. Same coaching staff, same players. So we couldn't point the finger and blame somebody else and not have accountability. We had to figure it out. And that was really a powerful exercise for us to be able to respond to that. And then the next year when we had that opportunity again, there was a real desperation not to let that pain happen again that happened the year before. I haven't followed German basketball as much as I used to. I used to keep an eye on it. I still have my friends over there that I speak to. In fact, one of them with his family is visiting right now in Miami. And I've always had pride in the fact that I've kept some of my friends from my experience living over there for 2 years after college. But I think basketball is still growing globally. And that's obviously been a focal point for the NBA, that players can come from every single region. You see how Atlanta was able to, to pick up that point guard, and they can come from anywhere. And I think that's what's incredible about this game. It truly is global. I travel every year to Asia, to the Philippines, to spread the NBA and the interest of basketball. And one of these days I'm planning on getting back to Germany and visiting old Herten and going back to where I played for a couple years. The playing experience and the lifestyle experience living in a different country and even stumbling and trying to learn a little bit of German, which I was horrible at, was probably the most gratifying experience. The coaching part of it, I really was just the guy that brought the balls to practice and sometimes a case of beer. My coach, Hubert Beck, was phenomenal, and I learned a lot from him. And we spent hours on hours watching film together and talking about philosophy and strategy, and he was a great coach, somebody I still keep in contact with to this day. He's been out here to Miami a few times, so that was probably a bigger part of the experience, is learning from Coach Beck. Oh no! Oh, you guys have found what? I don't think I had a barber when I was there in Germany. So yeah, that was a good team. I don't remember what this was from, but that's pretty scary. Number 8. Oh yeah. See, I scooped this. It looks like I'm shooting a layup, but I turn this around. I end up dunking this one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely remember this play. This last one, oh yeah, getting off the bus. All right, that was probably what I did better than anybody else. All right, those bus rides, especially after good wins. All right, you get a couple cases of good German beer on those buses. That was great.